This is Paul Barlow, President of IX Global. I am happy to be with here once again. Our CEO and founder, Joe Martinez, and most of the Indian leadership are in Bali today at their Bali event that they're holding. That's a leader-driven event in India. Very happy that they're all over there. So we're glad for those of you that can be with us here today. And we're going to continue, as I mentioned last week, we have changed this from just X node only to a generic, more inclusive IX Global training call. We will be doing different topics over time, and this is going to be corporate's platform to train for you guys. We will also be inviting top leadership on in the company to train you guys as well. But for the time being, for these next few weeks, last week, this week, and probably at least next week, maybe even 2 more weeks, we're going to see here, we are focused on X node. We're focused on X node trainings, debt box concepts, different things that we can do here. And so I've got Bob Chaffin on with me again today, our CTO. I'm excited to have him here with us. And so basically, I think what we'll do, Bob, I know you and I talked about several things that we want to chat, but I'll let you kind of lead out here on this. And then as you want to throw it back to me, feel free. And I will, I've got my screen ready to share as well. And maybe I'll go ahead and share the screen, and then you can take it away when you are ready. Let's rock some more X node concepts and training today.
So this,
I can't hear you, Bob. I don't know why not, but we're not hearing you here.
Okay. So interesting.
Let's see here.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Nope, still not hearing you, Bob. I don't know what's going on here. Let me see if are you muted? Nope, no mute.
No, not muted, and it's showing going through on my side. Let's see. I just changed microphone.
Sorry, not hearing you, Bob. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, one.
Oh, Bob. Oh, you can hear him, Kramer? Keep typing to me here, Kramer, if you can see this.
Can you guys hear me? Because it's showing that I'm talking on my side. I can hear. Yeah.
So I have issues. Okay, so hold on. It must be me issues. Give me a second here. Can you say something again, Bob? Here, go for it.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, sorry. So it must have been I apologize, my fault, but I have to be able to hear because I got to be able to do the training. So here we go. Sorry, guys, my problem.
Okay.
My fault. Okay.
No issue. All right.
Now we're good.
If you missed us last week, we're going to cover a couple of the same things that we did last week, only because today what we're going to talk about is some of the common issues that we are hearing from the field that are coming into support, IX support, and also some of the things DebtBox is seeing on their side being reported by the users. So our goal is to make this process as easy and painless for each person. So we will keep covering this as much as you guys want, but we want to make this easy for you. So we're going to start off today as, one of the common issues still is users not being able to log into their DebtBox account. Now, this can be created multiple ways, meaning that there was a DebtBox account created directly on the DebtBox side, which means it's not connected to IX in any way, shape, or form, which means you will never see your license or potentially be able to log in on what you've done. So what we're going to show today, we're going to show, at least right now, Paul's going to log in as a user that's never created a DebtBox account. And we're going to show you the process that you should be using to create your DebtBox account from the back end.
I am in.
Okay, so Paul's back in the Academy, and from there he's going to click on My Products, or go to My Products.
The
down one.
Sorry, this one.
No.
Oh, go. No, sorry. Go. Sorry.
Right there you go.
Sorry.
I could see it. I just couldn't do it. Okay. Oh, that's weird. I'm not sure why that pushed you over there to log in.
There. Whatever.
But
I'm here.
Normally this was an account we just created this morning as a test account. So normally this would take you right to this back end. So ignore that extra step. You should not have to log in again. From there, click on X Node account. And since it's your first time, it's going to pop up the terms and conditions. And now I want to point this out because there's been reports of people saying, I can't create my DebtBox account, when in reality, their DebtBox account has already been created. So if you look up in the upper right-hand corner where it says the name, Luke Epps, and it says the username, Luke Test, underneath that, if you already had a DebtBox account and maybe have just forgotten because you created it way back in April, it would be right under the Luke Test 6. It would show up right there with your DebtBox account, whatever your DebtBox ID is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. So we can see that this account does not have a DebtBox account created. So what Paul's going to do is click on create your DebtBox account. There's another pop-up here that's basically, right, we're telling you, don't share your password, don't give anybody your 2FA, anything. So read that and then you'll click continue. Now, all you have to do is choose your password. In this case, since it's a brand new account, this is just a temporary password, basically single use. And what you should do as soon as you create this, as Paul will do here, he's going to hit submit.
Because if it's single use, I want to save the other one. Oh.
Got to enter them same twice. Okay, so what it's done here is you can see it's created the account. It's given you a place where you can log right in. You should go through this process as soon as you set it up. So he's going to click log into DebtBox. And as you can see, the first thing it does is it's asking you to change your password. So now you can change this to anything that you want.
Oh, it needs me to wait 2 minutes,
Okay.
giving me 2 minutes.
So this is a security feature put by DebtBox. Mm-hmm. It says 400 error. I'm not sure why they have that up there, but this is just, you do have to wait 2 minutes from there. You don't have to click change your password again. It's just a 2-minute waiting period. Now, while we're waiting, Paul, if you click on the tab back to Xnode dashboard, the one that's, yeah, right there. Close that down right there. So I want to, while we're waiting for that, I want to explain that this process is exactly the same if you have created a DebtBox account outside of this process we just showed you, meaning you went directly to the debtbox.com or wherever you went and created that DebtBox account. What happens is it's not communicating with the IX Global side. So that process that Paul went through originally and showed you where it said create your account, that will migrate your account, your existing account that you created outside of the system, to DebtBox. The difference there is when it asks you to put your password in, that will be it's not a temporary password, because we're basically merging the account, migrating it over to an IX account. And that password that you put in there is simply going to be your new password. It's not a temporary password. It's just you're creating a brand new password to log in. So then when you go and log in, you won't see that enter your old password, create a new password. It's simply, that's the password that you're using going forward. So that's just important. So it's just that simple. There's no reason to call in or submit a ticket to support, whether it's DebtBox support or IX support. This can be managed by you right in this back dashboard here. Perfect. Also, while we're waiting for that, you see the temp credentials button. It's gone. That's shown up. That button stays up there for 3 days. It won't stay up there indefinitely because it's only meant as a single use, right? You use it, you log in, you shouldn't need it again. So after 3 days, we remove that. So now if you don't go right through the process and log in, it will disappear in 3 days. And that then it creates more of an issue. So that's why we tell you, log right in, because that will go away. We make the assumption that when you go back and set up your account, you're not going to wait 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days to continue setting up your account. We recommend you set up your account immediately.
Yeah, let me make the point with that too, Bob. So that goes for right after somebody's brand new, signed up, you've come into IX Global, you've made a purchase of whatever node you want to purchase. You're not done yet. You need to come immediately after you do that purchase, whether it's a rental, whether it's a perpetual, and come do this process. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. You're not done yet. You need to be doing what we're teaching you right now. And once we'll go through it, then you're done. Okay. But not until you've gone through and set all this up.
Correct. So go back, Paul, to the account that was waiting, said waiting 2 minutes. You should be able, I don't think it's going to let you change it because it's going to be a wrong password now, right? So if you click on that, oh, there you go. All right. So that's what it did. So you can,
I just had it sitting there waiting. Yeah. So
right.
Password set. Okay. Here's my TNC coming through all this. Agree to my terms and conditions. Okay.
Okay. Now this is, you're not done yet.
Right.
So, this may be problematic on this account because
that
you have
might be
access to that
because I don't have access to that email. Yeah. So let me see if I can messaging Luke here as we speak as well, because obviously this is Luke who's helped me do this. So
there's sometimes confusion in this part. This part has nothing to do with 2FA, right? Two-factor authentication. This is specifically related to locking down your account with DebtBox. So the first thing they're going to ask you is for your, you click send email, and it's going to send you a 6-digit token code that, again, it has nothing to do with 2FA. We haven't set that up yet. This is going to send a 6-digit code to the email address that the account was created under, right? In this case, it's luke+6@ixglobal.us. So you have to check that. Very important, which is another topic, but I will just briefly say it right here. Many issues reported by DebtBox is incorrect email address. We have to make sure that the email address is the correct one. Sometimes people are forgetting if it's .com, the O is missing, or the M is missing, so it's .co, or there's a typo in there. And this actually starts all the way back at in the Academy site, right? If you've typed your email incorrectly when you signed up, or you changed it when you signed up and typed it incorrectly, it flows downstream. So the email should always be changed back in your Academy dashboard. That'll push it through all the way to the product side, which again, when the account is created, it has the right email address. So this is a known issue. Okay, so Paul obviously just got the email in his inbox. The next part of the verification is just that. You have to put a phone number in, and it's going to send you a text message with a 6-digit code. You want to do that, Paul?
I'll just do that. Okay, so I'll just put my phone number in here, and then
this way everybody can call you now directly.
Exactly. I'm going to block all y'all if y'all try to call me, so you're aware. I mean,
and what you should be noticing is these messages come very quickly, right? So it's not like you hit send email and you're waiting 20 minutes for it to come. Please be sure to check your spam folder, your junk folder, your promotions folder, and of course your original inbox. Everybody has different levels of account security set up in their email. And there's no way that DebtBox or even us, IX on our side, can control where your messages land, right? The best thing you can do is whitelist IX Global US or DebtBox.com in your email with your email provider, right? You can do that right in the back end of your email account. That would allow those to come in just in case. So this now gets us to the next the next part, which is we know that lots of people are having issues with this 2FA, right? That's probably the second most common piece. So we're going to talk about that now. So two things, if you have, you don't have to use Authy, but that is the one that DebtBox is recommending. You could use Google Authenticator. It doesn't matter, but you can download it from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Paul is showing you Authy, the Authy app. So the first thing you would do is download that Authy app. That's the first thing. The next thing you're going to do is scan that QR code. That's way easier than manually entering the code. What that's going to do is make a secure connection between your phone and the DebtBox back end. So
should I do that right now? Bob, go through.
Yeah,
and
go ahead and do that, Paul.
Okay.
So Paul can show you. He'll have to hold his phone up to the screen just so you kind of see the process. But basically, you're going to once Authy is installed, you're going to have the ability. And Paul, when you open up yours,
so I'm going to show you here. When you open up in the top right, you'll see Add Account. So here, let me click off that here. So you see, then there's like just three dots. Click those 3 dots. I'm going to click Add Account. Then it's going to give me a thing to scan. So I'm going to click the thing to scan, and now I've got to scan this QR code. You can't see me do that, unfortunately. So now you see it's in there. It's come in, and I'm going to save it. Okay, I'm clicking the save button, and now I've got a 6-digit code to put in here, and it changes it's changing every 30 seconds. So I'm going to put in the code that I've got right now. There we go. So now I'm in.
Okay, now just that easy. Now, one thing when Paul said, hey, it's going to generate a new code every 30 seconds. Don't enter the code if you have 5 seconds or less, because the likelihood of it changing, then you're going to get an error, and then you're going to have to wait again. There's nothing on the X node side that is an issue. It's best practice is just wait till it gets back to 30 seconds. Give yourself plenty of time so you're not rushed, and enter that code. But you can see at this point, we're done. We have made a secure connection. We've verified our email address. We've verified our phone number that's connected to this account. And we've set up 2-factor authentication, 2FA commonly referred to. And you see how quick and easy that was. It's exactly the same whether you have an iPhone or an Android. Now, there have been issues sometimes where people will, as an example, if Paul was to go back, I'm not going to tell him to do this. If Paul was to go back right now and delete that 2FA in Authy, the app, he was to delete the source of the X node side, the DebtBox side, he's broken the connection. And you cannot simply just re-add it. At that point, you won't be able to turn off you won't be locked out of your account, but you will have to call, send a message to DebtBox support, and they will provide a form, and they will basically remove the 2FA from your account, and you'll have to go back through that process that we just showed you again to reconnect it, because it's broken the connection. And that process, DebtBox has a very specific process. You have to write in, and then they will send you back via email a form to sign requesting removal of 2FA, that you're telling them to remove it, and then you'll be able to put it right back on. Do not wait. Don't wait. As soon as you get that email, send it, they'll remove it, go right back into your account and set up the 2FA again.
So Bob, let me ask you a question here. As a brand new person, I just made an order. I followed all your steps, and then I come in here into rewards, and I don't see my license. What's going on?
Okay, so great question. If you don't see your license, let's go back to the dashboard. We don't have an order in there right now, but go back to your.
No, there's no order on this account.
Yeah. So go back to your Xnode dashboard.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, that was my fault. So you'll see multiple tabs here, and we might as well just explain these in case they haven't been. If you you've got payment, perpetual, rental, and pending, and basically payment, excuse me, payment is set up when you have made a purchase in the products from the product side. There, it'll show up there if you have a pending payment that needs to be completed. So right there, that would show you, oh, I can purchase. I went and I've clicked on a purchase in this back end. Right now, there's nothing available to be purchased in the back end. But if there was, that would show up and you'd be able to go through and complete the payment. What happens is then you have any licenses you own if they're perpetual licenses, you can click on the perpetual tab, they would show up there. If they're rental licenses, they would show up there. As long as they are mining. Let's say that in this instance, you had purchased a license before setting up your DebtBox account, either before or it was created outside of the system. It's going to show up in pending, in the pending state under that pending tab, due to the fact that we can't assign it unless you have a DebtBox ID, and unless we know what that DebtBox ID is, meaning we have the connection with the DebtBox team, or the DebtBox system. So it would show up there. So you may log in and not see it, but you would see it under pending every time. If you log in and you've placed an order and you do not see it in your Xnode account, I would say this. One, make sure that you are actually logged into the correct Xnode account. That's another topic, but let's assume you are. You don't see it there and you don't see it under your pending tab. Please, as quickly as possible, open a support ticket and we will get that corrected for you. There's lots of things that could happen. It doesn't happen very often if we look at all the transactions we do, but there are times when a license does not get assigned for a variety of reasons between all the systems that we're communicating back and forth to. Sometimes it gets missed on the Academy side where it doesn't actually get sent over. Again, it happens very infrequently, but it can. There's times when we make a connection from our side to DebtBox and something errors out. We have things in place that run every 30 minutes and or every hour that will re-trigger and look. So sometimes you may log in and you may not see it, but it will show up within a half an hour or an hour. And if it does not, then again, that's when you'd want to reach out to support. And it's something that we would have to manually fix for you on a case-by-case basis. But this is not common, but it does happen.
And just real quick, Bob, just so people understand, what percentage, give or take, of people do we have that have some kind of issue like that you just talked about?
Out of all the transactions that have gone through on Xnode, I would say, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it would be considerably less than 1%, like, maybe somewhere down in a 0.1% that have that kind of a specific issue. And it's going to be one of those other things that I, described, right? The order was never passed over from the Academy side over into the product side. And since we don't know it exists, we don't have any way of knowing that it didn't get passed over.
So let me take just a minute on that, Bob, real quick with people. Let me kind of take that and platform off that for a minute. So just so everybody's aware here from our leadership team and because you're all leaders if you're on this call, it's less than 1% of people that are having issues, but we're putting thousands and thousands of people on this system. All right. So you may think that the sky is falling. You may think that you got, 17 people today that all told you there was an issue and stuff, but when we put 170,000 people on the system, 17 issues isn't that big of a deal. Okay. So everybody's important. We want to solve every single issue. We will solve every single issue. And that is our commitment to you. But you got to understand, guys, this is a technology platform. It's multiple technology platforms working together. We're working constantly to make them better, to make them more redundant, to continually squeeze that error as down as little as possible. But we're probably never going to get to zero. Okay, that's just the nature of our product. It's the nature of cryptocurrency products and things of that nature. So that your issues are important, you're important, your order is important, and we will make sure that you get it fulfilled. So don't misunderstand me here. Those are, every single one of you is important, every single order is important. However, let's please understand, as leadership, the sky is not falling. We're doing a pretty good job here. We have, let's say, a much smaller margin than 1% of these are errors. And just because of the scale of people that we're putting on, you may get a lot of things, on a daily basis. But we're going to continue to work on those, to make those better. But please realize that for as far as a technology company goes, and we are a technology company, we're doing a pretty good job. And if people don't understand that, so as you're in the field and you're sharing this opportunity with people, you're sharing, the value that is X Node, the value that is IX Global. Please set this expectation correctly with them. Set the expectation that we are innovative. We're an innovative company. And because of that, we move fast and break things, and things do break, and they're going to break. And that's just part of being part of this company. If that's something you can't handle, or they can't handle, or their teams can't handle, this might not be the best place for you. We want you here. We want you in our community. But if you can't handle things breaking and having sometimes an occasional glitch, or, anywhere between a day and a couple of weeks, sometimes, unfortunately, the problems with the way everything is moving can take a couple of weeks occasionally, very occasionally, on very rare instances. But if that's going to be a deal breaker for you, then this might not be the best opportunity for that type of person, right? So just be aware of that, please. And like I say, we're continually working. We're not resting on any type of laurels at all here. Bob works around the clock. The DebtBox guys are working around the clock. Bob's on the phone multiple times a day, in the office multiple times a week, with DebtBox people and with his staff and with their staff, working to make this a continually better process. So let's all have some grace together during this process, and we'll get that margin of error squeezed down as far as we possibly can. And for the ones we can't, we'll do our best to serve you and get your issues resolved as quickly as possible.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that, I want to make sure you guys understand is our goal is no issues. That is our goal, right? I mean, I talk to our team about that on a regular basis. And so that is always our goal. 0 failures, 100% satisfaction. And we want to resolve these for you as quickly as possible. And so we don't want to, place any blame on anybody. We are actively working these. We are every day actively working on making the system stronger, faster, and more efficient, meaning that the less manual interaction any of the developers can have, or any of the customer support can have, where it's basically self-healing. If issues happen, they get mitigated in the background, and you don't even know all of the things that had to happen to make it, nor should you. You just know that you ordered a product, it didn't show up, and it got fixed. That is our goal that we're constantly moving for. We talk about it every single day. So we want to give you and your team, the field, the best possible experience that we possibly that we can, right? That is our goal. So don't think when we say some of these things that we are, passing the buck. Our goal is to get this, down to no errors. So we are constantly working on that. So with that, let me talk about one of the other big issues that seems to come up, which is logging into DebtBox errors. And we could show this, Paul, if you want to, on that account you're in. If you log out, if you want to do that real quick.
So let's go back in here. So I'll log out. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so what I want to show here is, I want to show Paul, if you put that username in, but let's type a wrong password. Okay, so 401 error, incorrect credentials. Now, if Paul does this 5 times, right? If you as a user rapidly just keep putting it in 5 times, what's going to happen is And Paul, go ahead, just do it 5 times so we could just show it right on the screen.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, obviously, when you were doing this as a user, you wouldn't just keep hitting over
5.
and over. So
Right,
do it
you'd be
one more
typing
time.
in stuff. I'm just, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it one more time?
Yeah, you'd be typing in, so it's no issue.
There we go.
Okay, so see, now it says 403, locked out of your account, try again later. That's gonna lock you out for 5 minutes. Now, if you keep doing that, you're going to get the same, let me just, no. So that shows after 5 minutes. If you keep doing that a few more times, don't worry about it. It's going to give you an error message that says too many login requests at this time, try again later. That is going to lock you out for 1 hour. If you keep doing that, it's just going to keep locking you out for an hour and an hour. So literally you could be locked out of your account all day if you continue to try to log in. So we share this is because when I was at DebtBox yesterday, this, besides 2FA, was one of the most common things where instead of just hitting forget password and resetting your password. Now, I know this is more challenging if you have coins in, there's all kinds of things, you know, your seed phrase and things like that you have in there. But for a brand new account, if you keep doing it, you're just going to be locked out. And I've talked to several users that have been days not being able to get into their accounts. And it's specifically due to they just keep trying it. And also, if you notice, Paul, click on the little I under password. You can, if you didn't know that, please check to make sure your cap locks isn't on, or if your password is, you know, capital first letter, lowercase second letter, you know, all the rest of letters. Please make sure that it is the actual password, because when you can't see it, sometimes you type and all the characters don't go in, or your cap locks is on and you don't realize it. And it's a self-inflicted wound, unfortunately, at that case. And we don't want that, right? So we want to give you all the tools. So those error messages have been updated. Try it 5 times. The 6th time, you're going to get that error message that we just showed you that said, you know, you've been locked out. That's 5 minutes. Okay. At 4 minutes and 59 seconds, don't try to log in. Wait at least 5 minutes, right? Wait 6 minutes to be safe and try to log back in. Same thing. If you get locked out for an hour, wait an hour and 5 minutes, whatever it is. Don't wait, you know, try to log in exactly an hour. The clocks could be different based on when they started the countdown. So it's something that's really, really important. We're also trying to, obviously, we want to help you. We want to minimize the tickets that come into the IX support along with the DebtBox support, because when you have an issue, when your license isn't showing up or isn't mining, they can't get to those more critical requests, because some of these other requests that we're creating ourselves by either being impatient or not putting the right password in, some of these are, again, we're creating them, and so it's clogging up their response time, DebtBox's response time, because they're dealing with these issues that are, you know, just, you know, they're each one takes, you know, more time away. So wanted to cover that. Paul, do you have anything on that specifically?
That's it right there, guys. Just take advantage of this, the little I thing. I use that all the time. If I type in a password somewhere wrong twice, I make sure to turn this thing on to be sure that I'm exactly what Bob said. I might be missing a type. I might not be quite getting, you know, and it happens to me often. So make sure you take advantage of that. Make sure you're seeing your password as you type it in, and confirm your email too. How many times have you typed in your email and then, you know, made, like, instead of Gmail, you put Gmail or some GIA instead of AI. You just little things because you're typing really quickly, you're not paying attention. So double check, make sure, so then you don't get locked out of your account on both the email and the password.
That is true. And also, there have been, since we're right here talking about logins, we have seen people that, for example, when your account is first created, when we create your account for you, right? When you go through the process that we showed you, we create the account with whatever email you have provided originally, whatever it is over on the Academy side. So whatever email you have there, because this is another issue where you may be typing the right password, but let's just say that originally your Xnode account was created with bob1234@ixglobal.us. That's what it was created. And then for whatever reason, 2 or 3 days later, I go and change my account, my email in the Academy side to just bob@ixglobal.us. Then when I go to log into my DebtBox account, I make the incorrect assumption that I just use my bob@ixglobal.us. That will never work. It's whatever email I created originally, or some people have gone into DebtBox directly. You can change your email. You can change that email. So you have to make sure you are logging in with the correct email, which does happen, again, infrequently, but it is another issue. That combination, of course, of email and password, if they're not correct, you're going to have issue after issue after issue. So, I mean, that's really it on what we wanted to talk about today. Paul, I don't know if you want to talk about Bev and BLOX or other items, or if you want me to address those.
The hosting credits. Let's address hosting credits really quick.
Yes,
that was the other one. Then I'll talk
credits.
about BLOX.
Let's address that. One thing, hosting credits can only be set. Well, when we started, there was some confusion on this because we were told that hosting credits had to be assigned by each user in the back of their account, in their Xnode account on the Xnode dashboard, or on the in the app for where your licenses are. Yesterday, we were advised that that is no longer the case, since we are passing over whenever you buy a new license today, or this year, perpetual license, we're automatically complimentarily giving you 365 mining or hosting credits that'll keep that license hosted or mining for 365 days. It's 1 credit per day per license, right? That's how it works out. That's why it's 365. If you buy 10 licenses, you get 3,650 credits, right? So that is how that works. There is no users, as a user, you do not have to go in anymore in your DebtBox. And Paul, maybe you can show this. Well, actually, you can't log back into that.
That's what I was saying. I was going to maybe go into a. I'm looking at it.
You can log into that other account that Luke created, the Test Luke.
Oh yeah, hold on here. Working on it here. Let me work on that in the background here. So bear with me. Keep talking, Bob. I'll get it figured out while you're talking.
So as long as I just want to make this very clear, once you purchase a license, we IX Global also we activate the license, and we add 365 credits to your DebtBox or your Xnode account that you would see, and we'll show you once Paul gets in there. You do not have to assign them. They will be automatically assigned. So each license you get will be covered for 365 days. And we'll show this here. I see some hands raising. I don't know if I can actually answer these questions or not, but I was trying to see if there's a question about that.
Luke doesn't have this set up, so hold on. It needs the password and stuff and all that still. So give me a moment, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Not feeling real good about. Oh, there we go. Okay, come on.
Did you get it?
I don't know why this is not appearing here. Give me a second. Oh, whatever. Guess I'll just do this. Hosting. Okay. Well, I'll just do this real quick, Bob. Here, let me show this one. So you can. This is an account. That, well, no, I don't know. Hold on. I don't really feel comfortable with that. Never mind. I had another account, but it's not allowing it to pull up here. I don't know why it's being so difficult.
All right.
Not very.
I see one question regarding Bevan blocks where a user is saying that their license aren't mining right now. So Bevan blocks started mining Monday.
Should have been yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they said, well, cycle.
I guess technically, yeah.
Right. So it started 5 o'clock Mountain Time yesterday, which is 12:01 a.m. UST time. So Bevan blocks should be mining. And again, all of those would be sent over with credits. If your license, one of two things, if you don't see your license in your account, or if you have a license in your account that was purchased through the system, please open a support ticket so we can get that resolved for you. If that is the case, that we need to look at it on a case-by-case basis to see what's happened, because we have not had a lot of reports about that. We heard a report of it this morning of some users, and there's a question about that. So if you would send that to support, we will get on that right away and see what the issue is, why it is not mining for you, right? We can't log into your obviously into your DebtBox account and see that, but we can certainly check it from our side and determine what the issue is. Again, as noted, if you don't have hosting credits, the license won't mine. However, we're sending over hosting credits, so that should not be an issue. If you have a license, it should be mining.
I'm trying to doctor a screenshot here, so then I feel comfortable showing it. So bear with me, people. Working on it here. I didn't feel comfortable putting my information out there without some serious doctoring. How can I zoom in here? Sorry, people. No, I'm not the most I'm not the most tech savvy person. You can make this work even whether or not you're the super tech savvy or not. So
I do see a question about disabling 2FA. Hopefully we answered that, but I will say that again. If there's an issue with your 2FA, you have to contact DebtBox to get it disabled. They will email you a document that you will have to agree to and sign, and they will promptly remove that or disable it from your account at your own risk, right? Because that's just another level of security. But you have to send a request to, I believe it's support@thedebtbox.com is their email. Plus, well, I think that's exactly what it is, support@thedebtbox.com. That's where you would send an email and they will respond promptly to you.
No, that's not it. Dang it. I apologize. I can't make it work, guys. I'm too slow. I can't figure out how to edit on the fly here with this thing. So I was trying to make a Google Doc and I just messed it all up. So but just long story short, guys, here's the thing. When you go into your hosting, if you're go into your web interface, it's your web interface, not on your phone. You can't do this on your phone. It has to be on a computer. So log into your DebtBox on the computer, click on your hosting on the bottom left, the hosting. So you've got your dashboard, your rewards, your wallet, all the things you're used to looking at. The very bottom of that list, you'll see hosting. And then there's going to be a little box in the middle that says there's debt hosting. If you have any VBoxes, it'll show your VBoxes. If you have any licenses, it'll show your licenses. And then there's going to be a little more details. You're going to want to click on more details, and that's where you'll see credits. If you have credits there, that means you've got hosting credits. And for those of you that have that Bevan blocks and they should be hosting, that should show some credits there, should show 365 credits per perpetual license. that you've purchased, because those are the complimentary credits that have come with those licenses. If you're not seeing that, like Bob said, please get in a support ticket, and we'll hopefully get that resolved as quickly as possible. And I apologize, I'm just not willing to show you my account. I'm not willing to do that. So,
all right. Well, we will on our next call show that if there's still confusion on that. Hopefully, again, this is all. I know a lot of people do it on their phone, but the hosting credits where it's got a tab where it says more, it clearly shows everything. You can see it on your phone. It's definitely easier to see it on the web browser, but we will put out a screenshot of that for clarity. We'll send out an email just to show everybody that. Again, hopefully these items that we talked about this morning will help you be more successful in getting into your Xnode account. That's really all I have this morning, Paul, unless you have anything else.
No, that should be it, guys. So thank you very much for coming on this training. We're trying to get all things DebtBox done over these first few weeks. So I believe we'll have at least one more training here on Xnode DebtBox, and then we may move on to some different items and things of that nature. But I appreciate you all being here, and we hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good one.